Convert the polar coordinates to rectangular coordinates. So this right here is polar coordinates. That 2 is your magnitude. That's how far away you're going to draw a dot from 0, 0. That 11 pi over 6 is going to be the angle that you use to place that dot. So a quick rough draft of this is if I were to have a regular polar coordinate plane, you would spin this guy around to 11 pi over 6, and then which is going to be right around here, and then you would count 2 spaces and you would end up with a dot like right there. I have to make that look rectangular. What does it mean to draw a dot on a rectangular plane that is 2 units away from 0, 0, but at an angle of 11 pi over 6? Well, the way you turn something that's polar into XY form is you allow x to equal r cosine theta. Now that should look familiar. When you first learned about unit circles where the radius isn't 1, you learned that x was r cos theta. Similarly, y is going to be r sine theta. And then what we do is we just kind of plug in what we know and do a little bit of math and take it from there. So let's take care of x completely first. This is going to be 2 cosine 11 pi over 6. 11 pi over 6. When you do the math, that becomes root 3 pi over 2. So x is going to be 2 cosine root 3 pi over 2, and that's because the dot is the third dot on a unit circle, blah, 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 blah. 2 root 3 over 2 allows the 2's to cancel out, and our x value is just going to be root 3, 1 point something. Our y value is going to be very, very, very similar, where it's going to be 2 sine 11 pi over 6, like so. Since that's the third dot on the thing and it's the y, it's going to become 1/2. So this is going to be y equals 2 sine. And you know what? Since this is in the fourth quadrant, y is going to be negative. So this is negative 1/2. And 2 times negative 1/2 is negative 1. So the rectangular coordinates for that guy right there is going to be root 3, so 1 point something, negative 1, which makes sense. If we were to go right 1 point something and down 1, that seems to associate with the polar coordinate that we drew up there. So that's how you do it. Same as it. It's very familiar looking stuff, so not overly complicated.